Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are involved in the upcoming opening of Orchestra Iowa's 24-25 season. The maestro is with us, Tim Hankowicz.
Hi.
And for those watching the video, they see a couple of other people in the studio, too, who have been guests in our studio many times, just not in the context of Orchestra Iowa, from the University of Iowa. Damani Phillips. Damani, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And William Menefield.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to have you. Nice to have you both here. If you've been on social media, you might have seen some of the videos and things that Tim and I have already done for A Night on the Town, which is the opening concert for Orchestra Iowa. But just to kind of set the scene for those who may not have seen that, and for our radio audience, of course, who isn't tuned to that right at least at this moment, talk to us just a little bit about what's going on with this opening concert.
Well, the genesis of this program, ironically, began with you, Dennis, because you are celebrating a milestone. So let me turn the interviewer tables on you. And what is your major milestone this year?
I am the lousiest interviewee in the world, but I'll do my best here. So KCCK celebrates its 50th anniversary of existence in 2025. Station began as a student project in the early 70s with some engineering students, and then was qualified to become a public radio station, a non-commercial educational station, in 1975. And while we have not been exclusively a jazz station for that entire 50-year span, there has been jazz on the station pretty much since day one. So I really consider it 50 years of also being a part of the jazz community and helping to preserve and promote this great music. And we have been talking over the last year or so to other similar artistic organizations. The Cedar Rapids Museum of Art is one of them. Orchestra Iowa is another, saying, hey, this is a great opportunity, not just for KCCK, but for all of us to celebrate Eastern Iowa and Cedar Rapids, Iowa City's connection to jazz and to American music. And Orchestra Iowa stepped up right away and said, well, there is a piece that everybody knows that we have been wanting to program for a while. How about if we did that? And
so with that knowledge, while you are celebrating your 50th anniversary, Rhapsody in Blue is celebrating its 100th anniversary. And when I was putting those two ideas together, I wanted to come up with a program that celebrated Americana, but also wanted to put a snapshot of that era. Basically the mid-20s to the mid to late 30s. And so the music that's featured on this particular program is a lovely roadmap through American history. And each piece, whether it's Rhapsody in Blue, or we'll be talking about I Got Rhythm soon, or whether it's William Grant Still's African American Symphony, the Symphony No. 1, or the music of Leonard Bernstein, they all have a similar thread in their genesis that pulls the program together.
So Rhapsody in Blue is kind of the little bit of the cornerstone.
Right. If you've flown on United, you've probably heard it.
Yep. And and as we've talked previously in the run up to this concert, of course, Rhapsody in Blue kind of represented the very first marriage of the new upstart jazz music with the with the art music of
the European symphony traditions, symphonic traditions, also klezmer. If you think about the opening glissando and the like, but I got to tell you, the glue that really holds this program together is I Got Rhythm. Because it was written in 1930 as part of the musical Girl Crazy. But Gershwin gets, we need to also give credit where credit is due, because back then, if you were to attend a cocktail party in the late 20s, or early 30s, and you heard the lick of I Got Rhythm, the name Gershwin would not come to mind. In fact, it would be William Grant Still that would come to mind. That was his musical calling card. And in fact, when we play his symphony, when you get to the third movement, guess what you're going to hear in the background? I Got Rhythm. And so one of the things about music and musicians in general is we can't help but be influenced by others. We borrow, but in this case, it's a little bit closer to stealing, to be honest. But that is the glue that holds this entire program together.
And because of that connection, you invited Damani and William and their quartet to perform in this concert, and it's going to be I Got Rhythm.
That's at least part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was an interesting thing. When we were approached by Tim and Orchestra Iowa to put this together, we knew that I Got Rhythm is clearly an important thread in this conversation and the performance, and so we wanted to make sure that that was present. But we have a quartet of 4 fantastic musicians. And we didn't want a regular performance. You kind of have your roles already laid out for you. You do what you're supposed to do when the song's over. We wanted to create the opportunity for those musicians to actually have some active input in how the performance unfolded. And so rather than set a concrete plan of we're going to do this song and this song and this song, we are kind of putting together a free-form, evolving medley of things that moves as the moment dictates, as opposed to what's pre-planned in advance. So every performance is going to be something completely different, informed by the moment, by the room, by the audience, by how we're feeling, whether we're tired or we're hungry. All those things have some input into it, just like good jazz is supposed to be.
Right. So then does this? So again, the framework is I Got Rhythm, but it sounds like it may in the middle morph into other pieces.
Well, I think our plan is to incorporate some of the other kind of iconic pieces that Gershwin put forward around the same time, making it a kind of a celebration of Gershwin, with I Got Rhythm being kind of like the piece de resistance, so to speak.
In our original early conversations, I wanted to be very clear that I wanted this to reflect them, because I didn't just. A lot of people accuse symphony orchestras, and sometimes rightly so, of just being musical museum pieces rather than sort of a living, breathing entity. And having a new, modern take on old favorites I think, just adds a great dimension to this program.
So have you then discussed among the quartet if you're going to be, thinking about different aspects of Gershwin's music or tunes that are going to be into this? Do you kind of have a list in mind, Will, or are you literally going to list?
However, it is important to us that we leave some of those items as surprises. Even from you, Dennis. As much as we love and respect you, and congratulations on 50 years, we want to leave some things for the nights of the performances.
I'm more than willing to be surprised along with the audience. I just want to make sure you all know.
Believe you me.
We appreciate you checking in on us.
We like flying by the seat of our pants, but there's a limit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So this is it's billed as the Phillips Menefield Quartet. And I know that. So tell me we have Phillips and Menefield right here. So Damani, who makes up the rest of the ensemble?
Oh, well, on drums, we have our brand new colleague we just hired at the University of Iowa in the jazz program. Yay. You don't know how long it's been that we've been trying to get our faculty fully formed and permanently in place, and very thankful that that's happened. Dr. Michael D'Angelo, coming to us from North Carolina by way of University of Colorado Boulder. We both went to school, same school.
Oh,
same
nice.
Program.
Okay.
And of course, one of Iowa's native sons' favorite bass player, hardest working man in show business, Mr. Steve Charleston.
Yeah,
coming over from Des Moines.
Based in Des Moines, but is often on call all over the state as one of the leading jazz bassists in the certainly in the Midwest.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Is definitely working hard.
It is always a happy thing when we get Steve to come over to this side of the state. So obviously you're gonna incorporate some musical signatures that we're going to recognize, but talk to me a little bit about the importance of the tune I Got Rhythm in the jazz idiom. I alluded to this in some of the other conversations that we've had about how it's about how musicians often, or when they're young and just getting into jazz, learn how to improvise over the changes of this song, and the changes in this song also have been used to create a lot of other jazz standards, right?
Absolutely. It's something that is now lovingly referred to as rhythm changes. And we were having this discussion a little bit earlier, and a lot of people think that that does apply to the word rhythm, but the word rhythm comes from the title, I Got Rhythm. And we in the jazz world, one of the more common things to happen is to compose what we refer to as a contrafact, a piece that has the same form and chord changes as a piece that already existed. Would you just take that and write a new melody, or perhaps you might also add in a different tempo. You might have a different feel, but structurally it is based off of a previous tune. This one has so many different contrafacts written that it became its own thing to do, and that we now refer to as rhythm changes.
Right.
So that's how it has influenced the jazz world in a big way. And just to add a little more heat to it, it's actually something that's kind of like a test piece, a prove it piece. You know, because you play rhythm changes and quarter note equals 300, which for those of you all who don't know what that means, that's really, 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 really fast. And you know, it's like, hey, if you can play, we're gonna find out, and this is one of the ways that we're gonna test that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And believe you me, you get found out really fast when you if you call rhythm changes at a fast tempo. So it's important in so many different ways, and we're looking forward to presenting that when we get to play with Orchestra Iowa.
Can you give us an example of a song that we might know from the standard canon that's based on the rhythm changes?
Oleo.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Rhythming.
Oh yeah.
Thelonious Monk.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, this is horrible. Put me on the spot, man.
Oh yeah,
names. It is my kryptonite.
we probably could rattle off 30 of them.
Right.
Yeah. There's,
I know like 500-600 songs, but
There's
when
so
you ask me the
many.
name of it, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So.
Those are definitely two of the more popular ones.
Those,
for
yeah,
sure.
those are the
Oleo's,
two that I know of.
Sonny Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, he's good. Well, you can think about it while I ask Tim, and if another good candidate comes to mind, you can. So talking about American composers, well, you mentioned William Stills.
Yep.
Who was one of the very first notable African American composers in the classical symphonic genre.
One of the great
yes?
pioneers of American music. Yes.
And then also on the program, Leonard Bernstein.
Yeah, well, we all live on the shoulders of giants, right? I mean, nothing happens in a bubble. And as musicians are being influenced by each other, developing their own unique voices, you are also the inheritor of other people's legacy. And so when you get to the music of Bernstein, early music, by the way, so On the Town, which we're performing, was written in the 1940s, so not too much after the music of Gershwin and Still. We're talking about somebody who's sort of inherited that legacy of fusing Broadway with jazz idioms, and world rhythms and popular culture. Once upon a time, symphonic music and all other popular types of music were not too far apart because we were all at one point acoustic music. It's only from the 1950s, in my view, that certain people started getting into more niche areas of their musical tastes.
Also, I don't think that we know, really for certain, but we have to assume that a young Leonard Bernstein, was hearing Rhapsody in Blue, and it had to be an influence on him.
One of his favorite band leaders was Chick Webb. Absolutely, he had an extraordinary collection of his music. Yeah, so I mean, he grew up on this stuff. So it's no secret then why his music would reflect that tradition.
It's A Night on the Town with Orchestra Iowa. 2 concerts, Paramount Theater on Saturday the 14th.
Yes, Saturday the 14th at 7:30, and we also repeat it then in Coralville at the Center for the Performing Arts at 2 o'clock. And you can come an hour early for what we call insights, where we get to sit down and talk and just sort of kind of do what we're doing here, except maybe we get deeper into the weeds or completely out in left field.
Well, and there's also kind of an opening reception at each concert as well.
Correct. So come on and enjoy a glass of wine before you hear some great music.
In the Cedar Rapids concerts, it's at East Bay, which is right across the street from the Paramount. We'll feature the Steve Grismore trio performing at that, and then before the Coralville
performance will be at West Music.
Yep.
So come on
Across the
over
road.
and say hello. We'd love to see
and
you.
that'll kind of be just a meet and hang with Damani and Will. And
But let's not forget copious amounts of wine as well, because,
Music.
all I'm saying is our motto is the more you drink, the better we sound.
Do you notice a theme in Tim's comments about these receptions? I'm beginning to pick up on that myself. And Tim, you've been kind enough to invite me to help kind of
You
introduce
will be on stage.
this concert, and I think I get to introduce the quartet. I've prepared a little bit of a presentation and orientation about the music. I think I've got it down to 90 minutes.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Because no one likes to listen to people talk more than you do.
No. I'll be on and off pretty quickly. I think that we can guarantee that. Well, I have to say, from a personal level, I think that Rhapsody in Blue is probably my favorite.
Oh, it's a classic. How can you not like
my
that?
favorite piece, and it's been a while since the orchestra has played it, and I'm looking forward to
We've
it.
talked about this. We haven't even mentioned Stuart Goodyear.
Yes.
I mean, the guy is a monster. I mean, here's the irony. He is one of the leading interpreters of Beethoven. And so you're thinking, what the heck is he doing Rhapsody in Blue? Well, Google him and listen to his recording of it, and you will hear one of the most fresh, unbelievable performances of it. I mean, we are really lucky to have him here. Yeah. And of course, he's playing this piece all throughout America, Canada, and the United States.
Well, like you often say that a musician soloist has a party piece, the one that they can trot out at any given moment and wow an audience of any size. And sounds like this is one of Stuart's.
And wait till you meet him, because I've been twisting his arm because he's also a calypso expert. So I'm hoping that he'll kind of bring some of that to the concert as well. So we'll see.
Okay, well, it's the opening concert for Orchestra Iowa. Hey, before we go, just briefly, Damani and Will, what are a couple things happening this semester in the jazz program at the university?
Okay. Well, we are doing our very best to get outside the Boxman building more often these days.
Nice.
So we're now starting to venture out into the community.
I know you've got the jam session that happens on a monthly basis.
Yep, first Tuesday of the month, a jam session. But our concerts, we're playing Wildwood now. Big band actually playing outside of Boxman for the first time in many, many years.
Oh, wow.
And at the Reunion Brewery over on the Ped Mall for our combo concerts. So we're trying to branch back out and get back to where we were before COVID hit.
Bringing jazz back to the people.
Well, that's where the music comes from. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you can visit Orchestra Iowa online at.
Oh, you would have to spring that on me, wouldn't you?
Yeah. What's your website,
orchestraiowa.org or artsiowa.com. Wow, I can't. You can tell it's the beginning of the season. I haven't had to whip that one out for like 3 months.
And if people want to keep up on what's happening with the University of Iowa music program, where's a good place to find that online?
Well, that's going to be on our School of Music website, which...
That's probably one of those. That's probably.
Iowa.
Yeah, I just have it saved on my. I don't memorize what it is. I just go straight to my bookmark.
music.uiowa.edu, and if you want to get more specific, put a /jazz on it, and it goes directly to our.
All right.
That's why he's the area head right there.
Well, this is a concert that we've been looking forward to for a long time, and now it's finally here, and looking forward to seeing you all at the concert on Saturday and Sunday coming up. And thanks for being here today.
Great. Happy birthday, KCCK.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30. On demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley and performed by Vivian, Lydia Kilgore, Sam Ross, Anna Cook, and Louis Clayman. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.